What if a nickname given by your grandparents became your global identity? Today, we dive into the life of Vozinha, Cape Verdean footballer extraordinaire.
Hey everyone, I'm Garrett, feeling pretty pumped about today's topic.
And I'm Leah, super excited to explore this fascinating story with all of you. Welcome to Laid Back Learning with Leah and Garrett.
All right, let's set the stage for this one. Today we're talking about Vozinha, the remarkable Cape Verdean goalkeeper who made history at the FIFA World Cup at age 40. That's pretty cool, right?
I once played goalie in a friendly match and saved a penalty. It felt like the world stopped for a second. Heart racing, total tunnel vision. Imagine doing that on the world stage like Vozinha, with millions watching and your country's hopes on your gloves.
Let's open the book on this. Vozinha's full name is Josimar José Évora Dias. He's a goalkeeper from Cape Verde, which is an island nation off West Africa. A goalkeeper is the player who can use his hands in the penalty area to stop shots. He's known as a reflex shot stopper, meaning he can react super fast on the goal line, and he brings calm leadership by organizing the defense in front of him.
And that nickname, Vozinha, started at home. He was raised by his grandparents in Mindelo on São Vicente, and they gave him that affectionate nickname. Later it became his football identity across multiple countries. He's been a full international, which means he represents the national team since 2012, and he's played club football in 6 countries: Cape Verde, Angola, Moldova, Portugal, Cyprus, and Slovakia.
He's stacked up serious experience. A quick definition while we're at it. A cap is an appearance for your national team, and a clean sheet means you allow 0 goals in a match. Through 2026, he's on 94 caps for Cape Verde, with clean sheets sprinkled across qualifiers and big tournaments. That puts him second all-time for the Cape Verde national team, which says a lot about consistency.
Okay, let's go from the top. Born in 1986 in Mindelo, he grew up in a soccer-saturated community. The clubs Batuque and Mindelense are like heartbeat teams there. He was raised by his grandparents, and that's where the nickname stuck. I love that his identity on the pitch traces back to family.
There's also this naming twist. His parents actually tried to name him Valdano after Jorge Valdano, who's an Argentine World Cup winner. Authorities said no, so they went with Josimar, the Brazilian fullback who lit up the 1986 World Cup. Wild how the World Cup touched his story even at birth.
Early on, he's playing for Batuque, then in 2011 moves across town to Mindelense. That jump gave him more visibility in national competitions. These were the seasons that sharpened his command of the penalty area and his voice with defenders. Command, by the way, here means directing traffic, calling out marks, keeping the backline organized.
In 2012, he steps into Angola with Progresso do Sambizanga. That's a higher tempo league, more intensity, a great launchpad to Europe. Also around that time, he adjusts his professional name. In Angola, there was another keeper named Josimar, so to avoid confusion, he starts using Vozinha. It's practical, but it also becomes his brand.
Why did that change matter so much, do you think?
Because names are how you're tracked in match reports, registrations, and media, especially when you hop across borders. Consistency helps fans and scouts connect the dots. And when the name is rooted in family like his, it resonates more than just a label.
In September 2012, he debuted for Cape Verde in a 2-0 win over Cameroon in a playoff for the Africa Cup of Nations, which is the main continental tournament in Africa. Going up against a traditional powerhouse like Cameroon on debut and winning, that's a statement.
They lost the second leg in Yaoundé a month later, 2-1, but still qualified on aggregate. That qualified them for their first major tournament, AFCON 2013 in South Africa, where they reached the quarterfinals and lost 2-0 to Ghana. There's that memorable late moment when he went upfield to help on an attacking set piece, and the second goal followed. Some reports say throw-in, others say it was around a corner. Either way, it shows the risk when a goalkeeper joins the attack late.
In 2015, he returned to Mindelense and won the Cape Verdean Championship, which became a springboard. Then it's off to Moldova with Zimbru Chisinau, his first European contract. He racks up 26 league games, 0 goals of course, and proves solid in a totally new football culture and climate.
Next stop, Portugal in 2016, with Gil Vicente in Liga Portugal 2, which is the second tier. This is where his penalty-saving reputation takes off. 5 penalties saved in 32 games that season. Penalty saves are high leverage because they swing points. That kind of season pops on scouting reports.
Then he joins AEL Limassol in Cyprus in 2017. That's a prominent club there. He plays heavy minutes in 2017-18, and in 2018-19 they win the Cypriot Cup, which is the national knockout tournament. Through 2020-21, he's logging big seasons again. Even when his minutes dip in 2021-22, he's that veteran presence every squad needs.
In 2022, he signed a short-term deal with AS Trenčín in Slovakia. 9 league appearances the first year, then 25 in 2023-24 as the regular starter. That form led to a 2024 move back to Portugal with Chaves in Liga Portugal 2, where he played every league game in 2024-25 and 19 more in 2025-26 as national team commitments ramped up and his contract wound down. In June 2026, he announced he was leaving when his deal expired.
Let's talk national team arc again. By October 2020, he's at 50 caps, which is a milestone of service. He keeps getting called for AFCON squads in 2021 and the tournament branded as AFCON 2023, though a lot of those finals were staged later. Year by year, he stays in the frame, which tells you coaches trust him.
Now the World Cup chapter. Cape Verde's first ever FIFA World Cup was in 2026. The round of 32 is a knockout bracket where one loss eliminates you. In their opening group game, he kept a clean sheet in a 0-0 draw with Spain. Spain's ranked number 2 in the world, Cape Verde's number 67. He made 7 saves and earned Player of the Match. That's the official nod for the best performer in the game.
Remarkably, at 40 years and 12 days, he became the oldest player to feature in a nation's first World Cup match. He's also the 3rd oldest goalkeeper to keep a World Cup clean sheet, after legends Peter Shilton and Dino Zoff. That's rare company. Then he backed it up with another clean sheet in a 0-0 against Saudi Arabia in June 2026. Cape Verde finished runners-up in the group and qualified for the knockouts on their debut. That one gave me chills.
In the round of 32, they faced defending champions Argentina and went to extra time before losing 3-2. He made 8 saves that night and got hailed as a hero. Also, in the record Weeds, since 1966 data, he moves into 2nd place for most saves in a World Cup match by a goalkeeper aged 40+. That's a nerdy stat, but it underlines the workload he handled.
Real talk, his story isn't just on the field. After that Spain match, he becomes a social media phenomenon. Thanks to coverage by Cazé TV, which is a massive Brazilian online broadcaster and live mode TV in Portugal, plus a fan campaign to push him to 1 million followers, he rockets past that number into reported 8 figures. Some outlets reported over 17 million within days. Exact counts can be fuzzy because follower trackers vary, but the surge is undeniable.
Putting it all together, he ends 2012-2026 with 94 caps and no goals, which is normal for a keeper, and stands 2nd in national team appearances. At club level, from 2015 through 2026, he's credited with about 280 competitive appearances. That's reliability, and he did it while navigating the diaspora path. That's common for Cape Verdean footballers finding opportunities across leagues.
There's family texture too. His younger brother, Delmiro, is a Cape Verdean player who's been in the Cypriot 2nd division, which mirrors some of those Cyprus ties in his career, and another brother, Claydeer, is a math teacher in Brazil. I love that one family can hold both a global athlete and a teacher shaping minds. It's got more weight than it seems. It shows different paths from the same roots.
Okay, let's move on to a spicy record question. Was he truly the oldest player to feature in a nation's first World Cup match?
Here's where it gets really interesting. The broad acceptance is yes. 40 years and 12 days when Cape Verde debuted. but I've seen some chatter referencing Curaçao's goalkeeper Eloy Room as a comparable mark. Eloy Room, by the way, is a Curaçao international keeper known in CONCACAF. The confusion seems to be about categories of first match records.
Right? Curaçao hadn't actually debuted at a FIFA World Cup by 2026, so plugging Room into that exact category doesn't track. My read is that some outlets mixed record buckets, maybe first match of a specific team era or a confederation stat. So it's fair to say the headline holds for Vozinha. The debate is mostly about how some reports framed previous marks.
I'm with you, and even if someone tries to slice the data differently, the heart of it stands. He debuts at 40 in his nation's very first World Cup game, keeps a clean sheet against Spain, and wins Player of the Match. That's legendary, no matter what footnote you attach.
Totally. And record keeping in football can be messy. Different databases count competitions differently. Like AEL Limassol's other appearances might mean European qualifiers or playoffs, depending on the source. So you get these small discrepancies, but the big picture claim about his World Cup milestone checks out.
Speaking of which, let's shift over to pop culture. That social boom after Spain shows how one performance can rewrite visibility. Causa TV and Live Mode TV didn't just show highlights, they built a narrative that fans could rally behind. Imagine a documentary, starting with the grandparents' nickname, the AFCON roller coaster, the moves through 6 countries, and then the World Cup crescendo. That's a story worth telling.
All right, let's roll on to a what if. What if Cape Verde had beaten Argentina in the round of 32?
This one really resonates with me. If they'd pulled the upset, I think Vozinha's late career legend goes into Tim Howard territory. Tim Howard is the former U.S. national team goalkeeper who had that iconic, record-setting saves game at the 2014 World Cup. Vozinha could have been that kind of overnight global figure, with endorsements, maybe even short-term offers from top leagues looking for an experienced stopper for a season.
Yeah, that checks out. A win there puts him on billboards and probably spikes interest from clubs that value leadership in short windows, like teams chasing promotion or European spots. Even at 40, keepers age differently. Experience, positioning, and decision-making can offset some athletic decline, and his brand, rooted in family, humility, and resilience, would play really well commercially.
And maybe a docuseries right after the tournament. Real talk, even without that upset, the arc still lands. 2 clean sheets, Spain ranked number 2, Cape Verde ranked number 67. He shows that persistence plus preparation can meet the moment at any age. That's close to the heart of it.
Stay curious, folks.
Keep exploring and learning. Until next time on Laid Back Learning.